Is a robot litter box worth it? Is it even safe to use them? Now, I've been using robot litter boxes from the first models on, and automatic litter boxes are a dream until they become a nightmare. Dangerous even. Pretty terrifying, right? So today I'm exposing the real truth about robot litter boxes. The good, the bad, and yes, sometimes the smelly. But don't worry, I'll simulate most of the dirtiest images. Okay, so let's first talk about that horrifying video if you haven't seen it yet.
Yesterday morning, we woke up, me and my 2-year-old daughter, and I went to find my cat, and she was hanging from her litter box. It had closed on her neck and her body was hanging out, and there was red stuff all over, like everywhere, and she was gone.
Can you just imagine spending a ridiculous amount of money on what is supposed to be the ultimate convenience, only for then to have your cat step inside and the unthinkable happens? The machine decides it's cleaning time while the cat is still in it. The globe starts to rotate, the cat panics, trying to escape, but it's trapped inside a moving airtight chamber of doom. The machine doesn't care, it was programmed to clean, and it's going to clean no matter what's inside. This wasn't an isolated incident either. Multiple people reported the same problem, but it was with a particular type of design, so something you can easily avoid. See, look here, it's a rotating sphere going around something that's fixed on the body, thus leads to the cat being stuck and trapped. So is anything with a rotating design inherently bad? Well, yes, but not only for this reason. You see, cats can only really get stuck if you buy one with a rotating design underneath a rigid frame. Now, to be fair, most self-cleaning litter boxes don't have that and aren't here committing crimes against cats. They have sensors that do a great job and aren't designed in a way that can trap cats like that. Just never buy an off-brand litter box with an all caps name. But that video, it made me rethink everything. If companies were overselling safety, what else were they overselling? The more I looked into it, the more I realized the whole concept of a set it and forget it litter box was a complete illusion. When I first got my automatic litter box, I thought I'd found the holy grail of pet ownership. No more scooping, bending over a disgusting pile of clumps, and struggling to hold my breath while trying to clean up after my cat. It felt like a life upgrade. Every time I walked past it, I felt a wave of satisfaction. My cat's bathroom was always clean and I barely had to lift a finger. For months, everything was perfect. And this is where most product reviews stop, when you need to do just a little bit more than empty out the garbage bag every now and then. Then one day something changed. A smell. It wasn't the usual temporary stink of a fresh deposit. It was deeper, older. I initially ignored it, convinced the machine was doing its job, but it wasn't. Then the moment I had been dreading arrived, the deep clean. So the first time you do this, it might not even be that bad. I tried wet wipes first, thinking I could just do a quick wipe down and be done. After the first month, that's probably okay. After a month or two more, you can't get away with that anymore because of the design. You really have to get in there and reach across to get to the slide. That's where the poop goes into the garbage bag. It's really terrible and not even the worst part. If you overfill it just a little, it can overspill and you have to vacuum it out. Clumps get stuck to the mat, so you have to get in there when setting the robot's auto emptying program. The bed started leaking after 4 months and I had to replace it. Something I haven't had that quickly with the pet kit, but I can already start to see the same thing happening here. And that's a $36 replacement. You need to get the guards out with your hands, and then there's some urine rests at the bottom because it can leak through. This is where the real deep clean comes in. I took it outside and hosed it down. It does work, but you need to keep a safe distance as not to be hit anything while you put the hose on it. And now you're left with a gigantic sphere on your patio that needs to dry. Good luck doing this in winter. It's really hard to completely dry it, especially the mat, and it has to be completely dry to be able to use it, so in the meantime you'll probably need another litter box to tide you over. To get the mat out, you have to get in there with both hands and take a dirty, smelly mat out of the sphere. The type of plastic is easy to clean as advertised, I really have to give it that, but you have to clean it nonetheless. And then how do you get the water out of a perfect globe? Desperate, I tried using a steam cleaner. This seemed like a genius idea at first. The steam loosened up all the grime, making it easier to remove, but then I realized I had traded one problem for another. I now had a puddle of disgusting wet filth at the bottom of the machine. The only way to fix it was to soak it up with paper towels, and let me tell you, there's no darker moment in life than crouching over a litter box hand deep in soggy, foul-smelling mush. And just when I thought I'd seen the worst of it, I noticed something even more horrifying. And this is something all rotating designed litter boxes face. And I'll demonstrate with some dirt to protect your eyes from the horror that it actually was. A single tiny unnoticed piece of poop had been left on the outside of the drum from the cat exiting the box. And because the machine rotated, that little speck had been painting the outside of the globe like a Jackson Pollock piece from hell. It was a perfect uniform fecal ring circling the entire exterior. At that moment I questioned everything, my life choices, my faith in technology and my ability to ever feel clean again. The cat link even has a flaw where when it's just a little overfilled, the lid that closes off the garbage bag can open and some droppings can fall out, right in the opening the sphere creates when it moves all the way down. That's kind of a major design flaw. This was the truth they didn't tell us. Self-cleaning litter boxes are not effortless, they're not easy to maintain, and the moment you have to do a deep clean, you realize you've been living a lie. Because nothing, and I mean nothing, about this process is better than just scooping a regular litter box and moving on with your day. I started to wonder if I should just go back to traditional litter boxes. At least with those you can just scoop and toss, and if there's ever a severe incident you can just chuck the whole thing. After all the disgusting deep cleans, the horror show of streaked filth and the betrayal of every self-cleaning claim, I was ready to quit. I'd rather scoop by hand like a peasant than deal with another overpriced scam. But before I gave up, I found one that changed everything. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, another magic litter box that'll let me down in a month. But this one actually gets it right. There are no rotating globes, no AI that tries to eat your cat, just a simple practical design that works. The secret is the crystal litter, which absorbs moisture instantly. It initially seemed like a gimmick to me, those little blue crystals looking more like something from a science experiment than pet care. Man, was I wrong. These crystals absorb moisture and trap odors in a way that clay litter can only dream of. And I can't even begin to describe how fresh these smell. This is what automatic litter boxes should have been from the start. With no tricks and hidden horrors, there should be just convenience that doesn't come back to bite you. The uncovered design also made me skeptical. Wouldn't that just mean more mess? But it encourages better airflow, which helps those crystals work their magic. And if you really want, you can get a top guard for it. Here's the game changer. Disposable trays. Instead of dismantling a toxic waste barrel every few weeks, you just slide out the used tray and toss it. There's no scrubbing, soaking or wondering how your life led to this moment. It's just done. With the Scoop Free, I'm swapping out the disposable tray roughly once a month. And that's it. No scooping, no clouds of dust and no daily reminders that I share my home with a tiny poop factory. Around month 2, I discovered what might be the best feature. No more litter tracking into my house. Those crystals stay put better than any clay litter I've ever used. My days of crunching across litter covered floors are over and my vacuum cleaner has never been so lonely. The sensor system isn't perfect. Occasionally it'll start a cleaning cycle when my cat is still lounging nearby, surprising her a bit. But it works reliably enough that I'm confident it wouldn't continue raking the litter up to where the cat is sitting. And the best part is, it doesn't need any app. It's just set it and forget it. Now let's talk money, because there's no sugarcoating it. Those replacement trays cost a little bit more than just your standard clay litter, which adds up over time, but it feels worth every penny when you consider the time saved and the improved quality of life of no more litter box smell. And the purchasing price is way less than that of a full spheric robot litter box, so it only becomes more expensive in about a year and a half, not even taking into account the replacement costs of a mat and perhaps other replacement parts. After running the CatLink, PetKit and this new PetSafe simultaneously in my home, I've gathered some hard-earned wisdom about which works best and when. So are automatic litter boxes really the life-changing miracle that they claim to be? Let's nerd out here for a moment with the data I've gathered. Most aren't. They're expensive, high-maintenance disasters that make you suffer later. And even though the PetSafe is a little higher in maintenance, the lower initial investment and convenience more than make up for it. So I'm glad I found this one instead of just going back to the plastic litter boxes I used to have. And if you like cat tech, watch this video next where I test if the smartest cat tech on the planet is actually worth it. There were some real gems in there.